Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's poppin'? I had to make this video because I keep getting into conversations with guys who say to me, they're like, Mr. Locario, why should I approach women? Why can't I just wait for women to approach me or wait for women to check me out and then see if they're interested before I approach them or whatever it is, right? The thing I tell these guys is this, man, is that you cannot wait or expect for a woman to approach you, and you shouldn't wait for a woman to check you out or choose you or whatever it is. You understand? See, a lot of guys, I tell them, like, look, you got to go and approach and talk to as many women as possible, right? But a lot of guys are scared to do this, and they say, well, I don't see the point because I'm going to get rejected a lot. A lot of women are not going to be feeling me, and then that's going to make me insecure. That's going to make my self-esteem low, right? And, if you're coming at it from that perspective, you're already losing out because, one, your confidence shouldn't come from women. You shouldn't be, making yourself feel a certain way because of the actions of a woman. So your self-esteem and your confidence should be high no matter what. See, what happens is that when you're approaching these girls and you're getting rejected consistently, right? What you have to understand is that is just part of the game. That's part of the game. That's the thing you have to go through in order to get the chicks that, are going to be feeling you. You have to get rejected. You can't escape it. Right? So once you understand it as part of the game, you're just like, okay, this is what I got to do. And then I continue talking to women. The thing is that when you tighten up your game, when you're a little bit more confident, right, you'll have better results, but you're still going to get women who are going to reject you. But it's part of the game, right? Like, it's almost like, I get women who complain about having to deal with a lot of guys who approach them. They're like, oh, I'm tired of all these guys approaching me in the street. And what the real problem is that they get annoyed when guys they don't like approach them, right? So that's what's really happening. But I tell these ladies, I say, listen, if you want a guy that you're into to talk to you and to get with you, you have to also be able to handle or deal with the guys you don't like. That's part of the game. They're not going to get the guys they like if they don't deal with the guys they don't like. So the thing applies for you in the reverse, where it's like you're not going to get the chicks who are going to be feeling you unless you deal with the girls who aren't feeling you. You have to go through that. Right? But, if you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out ways to, make chicks run up on you and try to holler at you and all this other stuff, and guys are thinking, oh, let me just get more money. If I was better looking, more chicks will, come up to me and talk to me. What are some ways that I can make it to where I don't have to do anything? I don't have to actually approach. You're wasting a lot of time. Don't expect women to come and approach you. Like 90-something% of them are not going to do that. I don't care how good looking you think you are. I don't care how much money you got, all this other stuff. Unless you're like a celebrity or some shit. You understand what I'm saying? These chicks are not going to approach you. Because even if a chick sees you and she's attracted to you or she's interested in you, she's most likely still waiting for you to approach. And the most that most women will do is give you signs that she's interested. And a lot of guys don't even recognize the signs. But what a lot of dudes do is that they're waiting for the signs before they actually, go and talk to a woman. But when you're doing that, what you're doing is you're missing out on opportunities. See, you know, a lot of dudes they're just scared of actually putting themselves out there because they're scared of the rejection, and they're scared of the rejection because they have an ego and they don't want, to get in a situation where their ego is bruised. But in order for you to get success, you got to go through that shit. But if you're sitting there expecting women to approach you and women to do this and to do that, you're going to be sitting around for a long time. It's funny. I was talking to a girl the other day, right? So she was saying to me, I'm telling her, like, I'm a dating coach. I coach men and women on relationships, blah, blah, blah. And she was saying to me, she was like, I don't understand why guys are having such a hard time, getting with women. Right? And so I was like, what do you mean by that? And she was like, well, I assume that, guys can get sex easily. Because she was basically saying that she's seeing, like, I think like 2 or 3 guys right now, and she's having sex with all 3 of those guys. And she said her friend is seeing 2 other dudes, and they're having sex. So from her perspective, since she's having sex with these guys, she's assuming that, since she's fucking guys, then guys are out here fucking other women, and, everybody's just having a fuck fest out here, right? But what she doesn't understand is this, is that the guys that she's fucking and the guys that her friends are fucking, those guys are most likely fucking multiple women. So, the women who experience having sex with a lot of dudes are usually having sex with dudes who are having sex with multiple women. So there's a whole section, a whole lot of guys who aren't getting anything. Right? So the thing is, there's a lot of guys out there who aren't getting anything happening. And the reason why none of that is happening is because they're not going out there, they're not putting themselves out there, they're not making it happen. Then you have that small section of guys, some of these guys are players, these guys go out there, on a weekend or whatever and holler at chicks, and they're having sex with most of the women. You understand? So the thing is that if you want to become that dude who's actually having sex on a consistent basis, you can't just sit around and wait for women to make the shit happen for you. Because they're not. And they're not because they don't technically have to, because there's going to be these other dudes that's going to basically try to holler at them. You understand? So if you want to get shit popping, you got to holler. It's really that simple. And by you waiting for a chick to do it, by you always trying to wait for the signs, you're going to be basically leaving a lot of pussy on the table. Like in business, they say you're leaving a lot of money on the table. You're leaving a lot of pussy on the table by waiting around. See, the only reason you're waiting around is because you are scared. Do you know how awesome it is to be a guy in the dating game? Because you actually can go out there and talk to women. Like you can make these things happen. Now, of course, women can also come up to men, but they're not. You understand? It's 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 harder for women to do this because socially, the way society is set up, it's not like looked at as a thing that women do, so then they get scared to do it, so they're just really not going to do it. So what happens is for women, they have to wait around for a guy they like to approach them. See, you can approach any woman you like. They have to wait for a guy they like to approach them. See, you think women have it easy because they get hollered at by a whole bunch of dudes, right? But most of those dudes are dudes that they aren't into, right? So since you actually have, the situation where you can go and actually approach whoever you like, then you're at an advantage to make things happen. But it all depends on your drive and your willpower and your, dedication to make these things happen for you. Because it's a nightmare for a man who's scared to approach women to actually approach if he's scared, if he doesn't know what to say, if he doesn't really have any social skills. You understand? It's fucking horrible. And I know some of you out there, you feel this, you experience this. Like, you see these women you want to talk to, you're hesitating, you're saying, oh man, okay, I'll get the next one, you see a next chick, and then you want to talk to her, but you don't say anything. And then when you actually muster up the courage to approach, you're nervous as fuck, you don't know what to say. But imagine you weren't that nervous to approach a girl. Imagine you actually, was not scared. You weren't scared to go up and approach women and actually have a conversation. Imagine you knew how to have conversations with women. Imagine you knew how to flirt and to get women, interested in you, right? Imagine you knew how to do all of that shit. And then now that you know how to do all of that shit, you have an abundance of women to choose from. And then you can talk to these women at any time you want. See, it sounds good when you know how to do it. When you don't know how to do it, it sounds like hell. Because you want to fuck with chicks, you want to have sex, you want to go on dates, you want to do all this other stuff, and then in order to make that happen, you're like, damn, I gotta approach. But if you're scared to approach, you feel like, that getting yourself in those situations is impossible. And then you avert to thinking, well, let me try the safe way and wait until a chick approaches me, or wait until a woman checks me out, which for most of you guys, if you're honest with yourselves, usually doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen that often. You understand? So, to make your situation work for you, to make your situation better, it's in your best interest to learn how to approach women. You understand? This is why I have my audio program, Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less. You can get that at MrLocario.com. And you can go to Bad Boy Membership and get my audio program, The Art of Picking Up Women Successfully. Right? So once you learn these things, it's going to be easier for you to make this happen. And once you practice these things, once you actually put yourself out there, you'll start to see how good it can be. And you wouldn't even need to worry about, waiting for a chick to approach you, because you're going to already have the skills. You're going to have the game and the know-how to make these things happen. But again, when you don't know how to do it, it's scary. You feel like, it's too much to do. You feel like you can't make it happen. But I'm telling you, once you understand how to do it, once you know how to make it happen, you will actually start to see results and you will get things going for yourself. All right. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, make sure you click the link below and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below so you can send me a question and I'll do a video on it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which gives you 7 tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.